What's up, guys, and welcome back to the YouTube channel, where today we're going to be introducing a new member of the team who's come on board to help ensure that when we release our game, we're reaching as wide an audience as we can possibly achieve. For those of you who haven't seen it on the Discord, today I also dropped a new bit of information. Simon and Sham are away this week, so I thought, well, since we hit that goal of 7,000 members on our Discord, I'd share a new upcoming addition to the game. So at the end of this video, I will be sharing this here with you as well. Now, I'm sure as you're aware, with the gaming industry, and especially with mobile gaming, reaching the largest audience possible is essential to be able to create a success with your game launch. Now, here at Fateless, we're absolutely blessed by already having this massive community of people ready to adopt and pick up our game when we go to market. However, to be truly successful on the level of which we would like to achieve with this game launch, we're going to need to reach an audience far wider than what we currently have here in our community. Now, to be able to achieve that goal, we're going to need somebody on our team who has real experience of taking mobile games to market. And that's why I'm absolutely honoured to be able to introduce Matate. Now, Mate's had experience launching over 40 mobile games into the market. And in addition to that, he's also the host of the 2.5 Gamers podcast, who specialise in breaking down how mobile games companies leverage certain markets, social media platforms, and other advertising networks to maximize their reach when they're trying to grow a brand new audience from scratch. So let's jump over to the chat that I had with Matate, and it'll give you a little bit of a background into him and the type of things that he does within the industry to help other people launch their games. Matate, thank you so much for joining me today to talk about some of the things that you've experienced, I guess, in the gaming industry. And I guess a bit of a shout out to some of the unsung heroes, I guess, of the gaming world, because I can't help but feel that, especially within marketing, if you're doing an amazing job and things like that, people should almost be too busy to realize the role that you play within a company. So do you want to maybe give a bit of a background about yourself and your experience in the industry?
Of course. So I'm Matej. I'm from Slovakia. I've been in the gaming industry for 10 years. I started my career here at the Pixel Federation, which is the biggest game dev company in Slovakia. I mean, it's like 10 gaming companies here in Slovakia, so it's not that hard to be the biggest one, though.
Top 10 always. It's fine.
Yeah, but still make like around 40-50 million a year. So it was quite a great experience. I took their games from Facebook Canvas, which was a long time ago, to mobile. And it was the soft launch owner and global launch owner of all the 4 games. And then after 5 years, I said, okay, let's try something else. I joined one marketing agency here in Slovakia that works with games as well. And then was leading the team there, and then also kind of working with different companies thanks to the agency. And then I said, life is short. Let's try something completely different. And then I started working as a consultant with different companies. And thanks to that, I was able to work with 50 games in the last 7-8 years. I mean, I was doing this kind of consultancy on the side when I was working full-time in the companies, but just to get more experience and more knowledge. And that was a crazy ride. I love that I got so much experience and so many games that I worked with, and that helped me to be where I am at the moment. And I still love it. I still love my job, still love to get my hands dirty and work on the campaigns and manage everything on my end. So easy as that.
I'm actually completely of the same opinion, that I think since I've been working in this industry, I haven't really woken up a day and thought that, oh, I'm going to work today. We're very fortunate.
I'm actually looking forward to Monday. Monday is not a problem. Yeah, Monday is not a problem for me.
Yeah, it's more of a problem that, I mean, we're recording on a Friday now. It's more of a problem that I've got a weekend and social commitments and things like that that I have to do. I'd rather be kind of going with the team and seeing what's happening next, especially obviously with our game and how fast things are moving forward with it. And I guess that probably leads on to my first question. So obviously, for yourself, with so much experience launching mobile games into the market, what would you say is the most important thing that the new game companies do to make sure that they're successful within the space?
Well, first of all, it's more like a tracking/technical background. You need to have all the ducks in a row. You need to have the tracking tested and in place, and that's why you have soft launch. So before going global, you have soft launch period with like limited amount of countries where you actually track and test and then do all these different things. Because even if you have the game in development for years, you need to get everything ready, like all the
Sure.
implementation and like it's all the technical stuff. And that's why you kind of have this soft launch period and then you're testing different things. So you need to be ready in terms of the tracking. You need to be ready to know what kind of data you are tracking and getting. And then obviously, before going global, you need to be sure that you know what kind of works in terms of the creatives and in terms of the channels, in terms of the whole marketing, basically. Like,
Sure.
and also, where is your target audience? Is it Facebook? Is it TikTok? Is it Google? Is it everything? So
Yeah.
it's very
And
important.
I guess like within the testing phase, that's when you can kind of establish that information, because I think especially what we've seen, especially through HH Gaming and things
Yeah.
like that, is platforms such as Facebook, where people, I think a lot of people within the industry think that it's maybe a platform which is losing its value, whereas actually what we see is that because of the age bracket in our target audience,
Yeah.
that a lot of people in that audience gravitate towards Facebook over, say, Twitter or even TikTok,
Yeah.
which, you know, I've been told countless times, like over the past few months or so, that you guys have to be on TikTok.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%.
and it's something that I just have no idea about. And obviously, we're bringing in experts to help us push TikTok and things like that. But I've always had a core focus on things like Facebook and Twitter, I guess, because of the demographic and audience that we have behind us.
Yeah, look, I'm talking about this on the podcast. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention I'm actually host of the 2.5 Gamers podcast, where we
Yep.
talk about the UA and the game design and ad monetization in games.
There will
And
be
I
links
talk.
below as well,
Oh,
so that
nice, thank
everyone
you.
can go check
I'm
that out.
talking about TikTok and Facebook a lot because it's quite hard to kind of make it work in the recent years where like different UA channels are performing better than Facebook. But I'm getting always this question about TikTok. Oh my God, TikTok is only for like young male audience, nobody else. Well, not really. I'm running very successful campaigns for match-free games on TikTok, which is target audience is usually 35 female US.
Wow.
And
Okay.
and you can still target these people, like the audience on TikTok as well. So it's like, a little
Do
bit
you
of
find the ad
optimizing here and
spend
there.
on TikTok is a lot more accessible versus say Facebook, where they've kind of had more time to establish themselves and they kind of know where the pricing should be?
Man, TikTok is just Facebook in black color. It's the
Oh,
same
okay.
thing. It's the same. It's the same thing. Seriously, like when I was first, when it was first time I managed any campaign on TikTok, I was like, hey, this looks exactly like Facebook. It's just black. Like what? And
Yeah.
then you're like all these like news, like, oh well, TikTok hired a lot of developers from Facebook actually. So I was
Right.
like, okay, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's if I compare cost per install on Facebook versus cost per install on TikTok, TikTok is like 4 times cheaper, to be honest.
Yep.
It's still the very good quality. So it was like baking like last year, like not everybody was running TikTok, and still like not everybody is running TikTok now. When I'm talking to other companies, like they say, "Oh my God, TikTok," like we just mentioned, TikTok is not for me, so it
Yep.
doesn't work. I mean, yes and no. It can work, but it requires a lot of time, different creative approach as well. They have the TikTok Creative Challenge program where actually TikTok creators they create the videos for you, and it's for free. You just need to spend money and then put these creatives in the campaign on TikTok. So there are like different tricks
No, that's
and
very
stuff.
cool. Because
You can,
I guess within the marketing world, for anyone who's listening who doesn't kind of understand the difference, I guess, between our expertise is that I very much kind of grew up working in the organic growth kind of mentality, whereas obviously you specialize in almost the other side of the coin, which is the paid
the paid, yeah.
exposure to it. So even though somebody like me who's been working in marketing for 20 years, um, I have so much to learn in terms of the paid space, because I've always worked for companies where we had almost zero budget for paid marketing. So we had to learn to grow and kind of create our audience and things like that through organic means.
Yeah.
Um, I guess do you feel like it's something that's become especially within the gaming industry almost essential that you have to have this paid push to be able to get that sort of audience that you need?
No, I think in terms of, let's say, from the like the UA manager perspective, you need to be sure that you understand the data. That's it, because it's just like with the paid, how much money you spend, you want to see the money back at some
Of
point
course, yeah.
in the future. Obviously, you need to pay your colleagues and salaries. So like
Yep.
that's the main thing that you need to think about. Uh, and I mean, as you said, like organic, it's one side of the coin. The paid is the other one, and that other one, paid side of the coin, is changing constantly. It's
Yep.
changing constantly.
Yep.
So people ask like, "Oh, what are you gonna do in 5 years?" Like, man, I have no idea what's gonna happen next week or in five
Yep.
years. Like,
It's a bit like when people joke about the YouTube algorithm and stuff not working in creators' favor. It's been like it a long time for paid advertising as well
yeah,
online. So
yeah,
um
exactly. Like it's changed. Everything changes so much and so often.
yeah. And
It's a lot of fun.
do you see AI impacting that at all?
AI, and in my kind of workflow, impacting a lot of the creative work, because it's so I also have like kind of a creative team of 10 motion designers, and it's like they use AI to be way more effective. Like
Yeah.
first, as everybody in the like motion design graphic space, they said, "Oh my God, the AI is going to replace me." Well, not really.
No.
It's just like how you actually use AI. And the guys, I showed them AI, and like it's maybe even if it's like Midjourney or Adobe internal AI tools, like it's helping them like to create stuff that they will be building for a week just in like matter of like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just absolutely amazing. And even for me, when I'm trying to think about different creative concepts or anything and like do research, it really saves a lot of time on my end. So I mean, in terms of like the AI automation or anything in terms of the campaign management, not really,
Yeah.
but around that campaign management or like ideas and stuff, that definitely helps a lot.
I guess as well as that, because of the way that you approach marketing and things like that, it's more based on almost an emotional connection with the end user. It's very
Yeah,
difficult to have an AI understand what's going to actually, interest people, what's going to be the type of thing that connects to somebody on the level where they're going to want to click in and see more and eventually obviously download and
yeah, yeah,
become part
yeah,
of the community. Um,
exactly.
so I guess with Fateless, obviously we're trying to establish ourselves as a community first company, and obviously one of the main goals of that is to build our audiences as big as possible. And to achieve that, one of our main things has been kind of sharing the journey with the community and making it a very much open door policy rather than
Nice.
like the normal it's sort of the norm in the industry where people kind of say, "Oh, we're making a game." They go behind closed doors and they come back 12 months
Yeah.
later with a product. Um, how do you feel that's impacted us and our ability to kind of grow our audience beforehand, and how would that play into like the growth of the company down the line, I guess?
No, it's a great starting point, because usually companies don't have this like relationship with the community already, and like it's one of like I think you're one of the like very few companies that already they're doing it the other way around. Like talking to the community, like building the community, building like the player base and everything just beforehand. Because usually in the space, like nobody cares. Like you said, like okay, let's build on the game. This is our
Yeah,
vision. Let's put it in the development, and then after 2 years in the development, then there's the soft launch I mentioned, and then they just get the feedback afterwards.
yeah.
I mean, that's like the traditional way how to do things. It's nothing wrong about this, but it can be done better, which I think like
It's a bit risky.
it is. It is.
Because if you produce something that nobody likes, it becomes a bit of a problem there.
Yeah,
Um,
afterwards, yeah, and then suddenly companies are thinking, oh my God, like the numbers are not looking great. Oh well, yeah, well, I mean,
yeah,
no shit, Sherlock. Yeah,
yeah. It's like perhaps you should have asked that question beforehand, I guess.
yeah. So this is
Um,
a interesting approach. Like definitely not a lot of other companies are doing this.
but I do think as well there is some merit into and people in our community meme about it all the time that stop Simon from leaking stuff and things like that. But obviously, you don't want to release a product which is a solved puzzle effectively. You want to keep enough kind of close to your chest so
Yeah,
that
of course.
you can still have that discovery when the game comes out. I think the difference for us is that because obviously we started out as content creators and we built a content creation platform. We almost owe it to our established community
Yeah.
to bring them along for the ride. And it is fantastic seeing their feedback and having some of this information during the development phase has allowed us to kind of pivot and make decisions based on how the core audience is going to receive it. But obviously, to get the game to the point where we would like to see it in terms of the success, we're going to need a much larger player base and audience. So it's all well and good that we're kind of establishing around the core player base that we've got. Even at its maximum, HH Gaming has around 300,000 members. But we would like to be in the millions for Fateless. So I guess focusing on that core audience will allow us to hopefully expand into a wider one down the line.
Yeah, like that's if you combine this with the paid activities, that's like easy, not easy, but like approachable and achievable as well. Because then like it's you building community, but it's not really like scalable in like day by day. It's just it takes some time, which is completely normal because I mean we are building a community around 2.5 gamers, and it's a grind. It takes time. There is no shortcut. There are no shortcuts. And then if you need players, you need data. That's how and why there is the paid marketing activity. Then you can just get more players, and then just be in the millions short.
Yes,
in a short period of time.
So I guess how does like a normal week look for you? Obviously, you're working with clients like us to help promote and do the games.
Yeah.
I know you travel quite a lot to go to events and things.
I'm gonna go to China next week for China Joy, which is gonna be my first time in China.
Wow.
So let's see how that goes. I do travel for conferences, but I try to have also quality time with my family. I have 2 and 8 months old daughter, which is running around always. I'm actually in her room recording this. So like this is my kind of a room for working. And then it's kind of the week is split between my daughter, the podcast, the actual work, and then the newsletter, and then some like content creation as well. I'm writing a lot on my blog and the newsletter side.
Awesome. Well, Matate, I won't keep you any longer, but thank you so much for joining me to give a bit of background into the marketing that goes into producing a product like this. And obviously, a lot of people hopefully will see the work that you're putting in by the growth that we're having in our community as we move forward into launch for the game. Do you want to maybe give a shout out to obviously the podcast and anything else that you're up to where people can kind of touch base to hear more from you?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me, Dan. It's always great to talk about everything marketing related. So guys, like if you wanna listen to the podcast, which is 2.5 Gamers, it's on YouTube, Spotify as well, and I have a Substack as well, which is Brutally Honest newsletter. So yeah, just join there.
We like that.
See you. Yeah, see you next time.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining. And guys, make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out Mate's channels, and we'll see you in a video soon.
Thank you. Cheers.
So guys, that's a little bit of a background into Matate and some of the things that he does within the industry. We'll certainly be having more of a catch up with him as we get closer to launch, and we can talk about some of the specific strategies that we're going to be using and show you some of the marketing material and things like that that will be pushed out to allow us to grow an audience behind this game. But for those of you who have stuck around, I did promise that I would show an upcoming edition that will be going into 3D development very soon. And that's this dragon. Now, I'm not going to be giving you any more information about this dragon or what role it will play in the game, because on Discord, a lot of people are having fun coming up with ideas as to how this may be implemented into the game. And I think it's nice to keep a little bit of mystery about it. I'll let Simon reveal more about this edition when he gets back from his holiday. But for now, let us know in the comments how this dragon could show up in our world. As ever, guys, if you do enjoy the content that we put out here on the channel, We are trying to keep you as involved and informed as to this journey of building a games development studio from scratch, and it really does mean the world to us if you like and subscribe. By allowing us to grow this reach, allows us to get this one step further into making this launch a reality. And it's really important to remember that none of this would be possible without the amazing community that's supporting us. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very, very soon.